Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very, very welcome to today's podcast episode. Now, today I want to ask you a question. Do you need to show up today? You're probably saying, well, that's a good question you're asking me because you're here today. You showed up today. So, why are you asking me that question? Well, the reason I'm asking that question is not just for you, but me as well. Is that sometimes we believe that if we're going to be successful online, we need to do more. We need to create more content. We need to make more videos. We need to make more digital products. We need to do more. But there is a point where, more isn't going to work out for you. That you might actually find that to be successful, you might actually need to do less. Now, what all the AI content or all the AI tools is out there right now at the moment, it really is the best time for all of us to create more by doing less. So that's what I'm thinking in my own head, and maybe possibly asking you today to think about as well too, is that do you really need to show up today? Do you really need to work as hard as you do? Are you going to platforms that aren't a benefit to you? Now, if you go back a couple of podcast episodes, you've heard me talking about letting go and dropping things and not putting content on Twitter or not putting content on Facebook, creating content specific for those platforms because it just wasn't working out for me. I just couldn't get the views, but I stupidly was kind of pushing on and pounding on a closed door, hoping that I could make it work. And at the time, I was actually thinking, well, if I do more content, eventually I'll break through. I'll reach a point where Twitter will let me through or Facebook will let me through, but it wasn't working out. And it kind of got me thinking that, how can I be more successful? How can I get in front of more people by actually doing less? Now, the reason why I am back again doing this podcast and doing it as a video podcast is because I'm dropping it out of a lot of my content creation. What I've decided to do is I'm not going to put content on Facebook. I'm not going to create content specific to Facebook. Facebook can go and the same for Twitter. I'm not going to create content for those platforms either. But what I'm going to do right now is I am scaling back on how much content I'm creating. And what I'm simply doing is I am just creating video content. I'm just doing a podcast as a video. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take this video and I am going to repurpose it. I am going to shorten it. I'm going to take some content out of it, but I'm going to take this one piece of content and put it all over the place in different places. And by doing that, I'm making less work for myself. I don't need to show up today to write a blog post. I can simply take this video, put it on my blog as a blog post, or maybe go over to maybe ChatGPT and take the transcription of this video, turn it into an article and put it on the blog post. But simply just using the content in loads of different ways, saving myself work. Now, if I decide, well, Barry, could I be arsed actually putting the transcript on it? Just throw the video on. Well, then I'll just throw the video on. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm asking myself, do I need to show up today? How can I do less work and still get in front of a decent amount of people? So I'd ask you that today as well. You'll find that if you probably use, the 80-20 rule, where 20% of the things you do provide 80% of your viewers, your followers, your money, whatever it is, you'll find that 20% of what you do is the most valuable stuff. And the 80% that you do on the other side is a total waste of time because it's only bringing in 20% of your followers or, the money that you make. So I am actually thinking along those same lines as well too. I'm focusing on the 20% that's going to give me the 80% of my results, my views, or whatever is going to happen. But I'm focusing on the 20%. So that's why I'm scaling back a lot of content that I'm creating, going on to a lot of platforms. I'm simply just going to scale it back to this one video podcast that I do and then just repurpose the content or just use it as it is on another platform to try and get more people, just to take more work off myself, because I just found that I was just being a busy fool, but I was really just a fool. A lot of the stuff I was doing wasn't actually working for me. So I'd say that to you today. Have a look at what you're doing. Are you a busy fool? Are you going to platforms that aren't respecting you by giving you views? Are you putting a post on Facebook that's only getting 10 views when maybe you have 1,000 followers? Like, really, why should you keep putting content on a platform who doesn't respect you, who doesn't share your content? Yes, I know it's a free platform. I know they're giving you a service, and I know that you can actually pay to get in front of more followers. But really, is it really worth your while actually putting content on that platform, unless maybe you're doing a paid promotion to try and get in front of a larger audience? Again, to whatever you're doing, your blog posts or whatever, do you need to write as many blog posts as you do? Do you need to create as many TikTok videos as you do? A lot of us kind of stupidly think more is better. But more isn't better, because sometimes you'll find that it might work for some people, but it might, knock your motivation, make you more tired. And, when you're lacking in motivation, when you're just drained, it's very easy just to give up. So it would be better for you maybe to do less content, but do it more consistently, instead of just pumping out a lot of content today, not showing up until next week or next month or whatever, but being more consistent by doing smaller things. So that doesn't mean you need to give up everything today and just solely focus on one action. You can do that if you want to, but just think to yourself right now, are you being a busy fool? Is everything working out for you? Maybe there's a lot of things you need to stop doing. Maybe you need to stop going to as many Facebook groups as you've been going to, because it's just a total waste of your time. Again, maybe have a look at your web stats. If you know how to get into your hosting platform, get into the web stats and just have a look at where your traffic is actually coming from. Are you actually getting content? Are you actually getting views from Facebook, from Twitter, from TikTok? Where are you getting the majority of your traffic coming from? Now, if you do find that maybe that you are getting a lot of traffic from Facebook, well, then stay with Facebook, but at least pay attention to what's working and what's not working. So that could be your homework today, is to just have a look at what's working right now. Think to yourself, is there some of these things that are just a waste of my time? What are the 20% of activities that I'm doing right now that are giving me 80% of my success? And you'll find that when you actually get rid of that 80%, it's going to free you up. It's going to give you more time. And with that more time, you can probably look at maybe some different businesses. You can maybe work on creating better products, but it's going to free you up to allow you to work on the things that are actually working. So think about that today. What do you need to let go of? Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.